Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the 2019 NBA playoffs. I am super excited. I'm ready to go. I hope you guys are ready to go. And as you can tell in this video, I'll be making my full 2019 NBA playoff predictions. I'm doing NBA.com's Pick'em Playoffs Bracket Challenge. This is going to be great. I cannot wait for these games to start. The postseason gets underway this Saturday, April 13th. I'm a Raptors fan. I can't wait to see what my team does. And we're just going to dive right into this, guys. And as always, please drop a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe if you are new to the channel. I'll be covering the NBA playoffs throughout its entirety. Make sure you hit post notifications so you never miss another one of my uploads. And also, feel free to leave your comments down below and tell me how right I am, or, for those haters out there, tell me how wrong I am, because this is going to be my picks, my bracket challenge, and we're going to be doing things my way in this video. All right, we're going to start in the Western Conference. And you guys see right there, we got the defending, reigning NBA champions, the Golden State Warriors, taking on the LA Clippers. And if you guys remember, it was back in November when these teams played each other, when the whole Kevin Durant and Draymond Green saga officially began. That led into so many off the court storylines, rumors. And here we are again in the playoffs. Warriors, Clippers. Clippers have been a surprise team this season. A lot of people had the Lakers making the playoffs, but what'd you know? What about that? What do you know? It was not the Lakers making the playoffs. LeBron James has activated off-season mode earlier than expected, and it's instead the Clippers who are in the big dance while the Lakers are at home watching the postseason from their couches. So Warriors, Clippers, I'm not going to get crazy here. I'm taking the Warriors. I think the Warriors are going to have an easy time in the series. I can even see them sweep the Clippers. So I got the Warriors moving on. All right, next matchup we're going to look at the Houston Rockets and the Utah Jazz. So I was surprised to see that the Rockets actually fell down in the standings. I thought the Rockets were going to be a 3 seed and avoid the Warriors potentially until the Western Conference Finals. But now, not only are the Rockets in tough against a Utah Jazz team, but they might be caught looking ahead to the next round because, I mean, this doesn't look good if you're a Rockets fan, knowing that you got to play the Jazz and then you got to deal with the Warriors in the second round instead of the last round before the NBA Finals. That being said, I think this is going to be a good series. I do have the Rockets winning this one comfortably. I'll say Rockets in 5 or 6 games. More likely 5 games. So I got the Rockets meeting the Golden State Warriors. I know that's a second round matchup. Everybody has already circled on their calendar. That's one that I'm already looking forward to between the Warriors and the Rockets. A rematch of last year's Western Conference Finals coming around earlier this season in the second round. All right, let's head now to the bottom of the bracket. We got the Portland Trail Blazers, always a tough team to be at home, taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. But I got the Thunder, guys. I think the Thunder aren't going to choke again in the first round like they did a year ago. I expect Paul George to really come alive in this series and not disappear like he did a year ago in that playoff series against the Jazz. Oklahoma has swept the Blazers this season, winning all 4 matchups. So I think the Thunder are going to get their series win here, and they're going to move along into the second round of the postseason. All right, then you see at the bottom of the bracket, we have the surprise team of the NBA season in many people's eyes, the Denver Nuggets. I mean, if you told me the Denver Nuggets are going to be a 2 seed come playoff time, I wouldn't have believed you. I know I got roasted from my NBA playoff predictions that I dropped like 7 months back. I had the Nuggets making the playoffs, but I had them as a 7 seed. I didn't have them as a 2 seed. Nonetheless, they take on the San Antonio Spurs, and I'll be watching the series because I'm a Raptors fan, and I want to see how DeMar DeRozan fares in his first ever playoff series in the Western Conference. I want to see if he looks comfortable, or we're going to see the DeMar DeRozan of old who disappears come playoff time. I do think the Nuggets are going to barely win out here. I think they are going to win the series just because they're the best home team in the NBA. And if the series does go the distance, which I fully expect it will, I trust that the Nuggets will get the job done on its home court. Although the experience for the Nuggets might come back to play a bit of a factor here, because this is a young team. A lot of these guys are going to be playing in their first career postseason game. So it'll be interesting to see if they can translate that regular season success into postseason success. And I mean, they're playing one of the greatest coaches of all time in Greg Popovich, who knows how to scheme against any team in the NBA. So this is going to be a fun series, but like I said, I got the Nuggets pulling through. All right, back up to the top of the bracket. This is going to be the series of the playoffs, in my opinion. This is what we all want to see. It's the Warriors and the Rockets. This is going to be a fun one, guys. And I mean, I was so close to taking the Rockets here. I mean, let me first start by saying this. If there's any team in the NBA that can beat the Warriors in a best-of-7 series, I think the Rockets have the best chance. I've said this in videos before, only because the Rockets have actually proven that they can beat the Warriors in a 7-game series. I mean, they were up 3-2 a year ago. Chris Paul goes down. They choke. They missed, 28 straight threes in Game 7. It was an unbelievable collapse. And the Rockets definitely have the pieces that can challenge and beat this Warriors team. However, I think the difference this year from last year, and a lot of people are not seeing this, is that the Warriors will have home court advantage. Last year, the Rockets were the 1 seed, and they had home court advantage. I think that's going to prove to be a big factor here, especially if the series goes the distance. I think it will, but only because the Warriors are going to have home court advantage at Oracle. I do think they will beat the Rockets for the second straight season. Even if Capella and Paul are healthy, I still can't bet against this Warriors team, who, by the way, have DeMarcus Cousins this postseason. A lot of people are failing to remember that. I mean, the Warriors were good last season, but they're even better this season because they have DeMarcus Cousins, who is really coming to his own. So I think this Warriors team is going to be too good to beat in a 7-game series. I don't think the Rockets will be able to get the job done. So I got the Warriors going on to the Western Conference Finals. No surprise there. Who will they play? Nuggets, Oklahoma City Thunder. I was going back and forth on this one, but you know what? Something tells me that this is Oklahoma City's year to at least win a couple of rounds in the playoffs. Russell Westbrook, it's time for him to show up in the playoffs. A lot of people have been ripping on this dude, accusing him for stuffing the stat sheet, not caring about winning, not caring about his teammates. So you know what? I think he's going to silence his critics, and I also think Paul George is going to have a monstrous postseason run. He's an MVP candidate for a reason. So I got Oklahoma City pulling off the upset over the 2 seed, and that's going to set us up with the Warriors and the Thunder, a rematch of a couple years ago, that infamous series which led Kevin Durant to turn on his team to join forces with the enemy when the Thunder were up 3-2. You guys remember that series because it changed the landscape of the NBA forever. This time around, though, it's going to be Paul George and Westbrook going up against the powerhouse Golden State Warriors. For as much as I want to see the Thunder win this series, I simply can't bet against the G State Warriors. I think the Thunder can win 2 games here, but that's it. I think the Warriors are going to get to yet another NBA Finals. What did you guys expect? Really? Do you really think I was going to bet against the Warriors in the West? Come on now. You know me better than that. So I got the Warriors in the final. All right, who will meet them in the NBA Finals? Let's shift gears now to the Eastern Conference, the conference in which the Raptors play in. And we're going to start with the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Detroit Pistons. Pistons kind of faltered a little bit at the end of the season. It looked like they were going to miss the postseason altogether. But here we are, 1-8, Milwaukee Bucks looking for their first playoff series win since 2001. It's been a while. I think they're going to get it here. I think they're long overdue. Giannis isn't going to lose in the first round. I got Bucks beating Pistons. Then we got Celtics Pacers. This is going to be a fun one. Marcus Smart is out for the Celtics. I think that's a very big loss for them. Indiana, another surprise team. A lot of people wrote them off once Victor Oladipo went out for the year. They played competitively the rest of the way. They're a tough team. They got a lot of guys who have stepped up. Sabonis, he's a most improved player of the year candidate. Oh, this is going to be a fun one. I can even see this going the distance, but I can't bet against the Celtics in the first round. I think Celtics are going to move on here. All right, bottom of the bracket. So we got Sixers against the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets, another one of those teams who a lot of people didn't have making the playoffs. Guys, don't overlook the Brooklyn Nets in this spot. I honestly think they will give the Sixers all that they can handle. I have this series going to 7 games. And you know what? I wouldn't even be surprised if somehow, some way, the Nets even pulled off the upset here in this spot. However, I am going to give the Sixers the benefit of the doubt. You go get a guy like Butler, and then you go get a guy like Tobias Harris. They're too good to lose in the first round here. So I'm going to take the Sixers to win in 7. But again, don't sleep on the Nets. D'Angelo Russell, he goes off against the Sixers. He's averaging something like 27 points per game against this team. He did that during the regular season. So, again, I would not be shocked if the Nets somehow pulled off the upset here. But I'm going to go with the Sixers and give them the benefit of the doubt. And then, you know what? I'm going to go with my Raptors. I don't even need to explain myself. If we lose to the Orlando Magic, I will never make another video again on YouTube. I got the Raptors. I think they're going to take care of business in 4 or 5 games. Sorry, Orlando. I know you've had a nice season, but you have no business beating the Raptors. Raptors are going to get it done. And that's going to set us up with some pretty interesting matchups here in the second round. Milwaukee, Boston. Ooh, this is going to be good. Kyrie Irving and company taking on the Milwaukee Bucks, a rematch of last year. Oh, man, this is going to be good. Am I going to give the Bucks some respect here? Oh, man, this, in my opinion, was the toughest series for me to call. I'll be honest with you guys. I've been going back and forth between the Bucks and the Celtics. The Bucks are so good at home, and something's telling me this is their year where a lot of people aren't giving them respect. A lot of people are saying they're a flash in the pan. And the Celtics, they haven't been consistent enough to show me that I can confidently pick them and rely on them in this type of series. So you know what? Bucks fans are going to like this. This is a little bit of a bias because you guys already know I do not like the Boston Celtics. Rightfully so, I am a Raptors fan. I'm going to take the Bucks. Fear the Deer will get to their first conference final since 2001 when Ray Allen was leading the way. I got the Bucks going to the Eastern Conference Final. I think that loss of Marcus Smart is going to be a big one for the Celtics, and I just don't think this Celtics team is going to do it and are going to be able to beat the Bucks in a 7-game series. And this Bucks team's for real. It's time to fear the deer indeed. And I am fearing the deer. And then we got the Sixers and Raptors. Every time I see, I believe this is going to be the first time we're playing the Sixers, we being Raptors fans. We being the Raptors. First time we're playing the Sixers since that infamous series back in 2001. I'm referencing 2001 a lot, guys. And that's when Vince Carter missed that potential game-winning shot. I remember being like, I always tell this story. I apologize if you guys have heard this before. I remember being like 7 or 8 years old. My math's not coming to my head right now. But I remember watching that series, losing to AI and the Sixers. And I remember just crying and thinking, oh my goodness, what could have been, what could have been. Well, guess what? Guess what? 18 years later, we are going to seek our redemption from that loss that we took in Game 7 of that series. I can see the series going to Game 7 again, but this time it's going to be my Raptors getting it done. This is our year, guys, and this is our time to shine. Kawhi Leonard, he will step it up. Remember, he missed the entire 2018 postseason. He is hungry to show the world that he's still a top 3 player in the league, and what a better way to do so in the NBA playoffs. Raptors beat the Sixers in 7, and then we got the Bucks and the Raptors, a series that should have taken place in 2001 will be taking place in 19. Who will meet the Golden State Warriors? Bucks, Raptors. I've been saying this since day one, and I gotta be a man of my word. a little bit of bias here, but you guys know where I'm going with this. I've been saying Warriors and Raptors from the start of the season, so why am I going to back down on that claim now? Why am I going to back down on that claim now? I think the Raptors will get a couple of wins in Milwaukee, and I can see them end that series in 6. If it goes to 7, I'm confident we can beat Milwaukee in Milwaukee. We got a win there already in the regular season. Raptors and Warriors, guys. The best team out of the West taking on the second best team in the East. And it's important to note here, it's a 1 versus 2, but the Raptors would have home court advantage because they have a better record than the Warriors. So that is big if you're a Raptors fan. Raptors would have home court advantage if they play the Warriors in the finals. But the better question is, who is going to win this series? So I've been a little bit biased getting here. I won't be biased in this spot. I'm a basketball analyst first, basketball fan second. I think the Warriors, with all the off-court issues and all the rumors that they have endured, we've seen even lately that sources within the organization have already stated that no matter what happens, Durant is leaving the Warriors this summer. I think the Warriors are going to absolutely obliterate competition, and they are going to be better than what we've seen in years past. This is going to be a closer series than what you may expect. But I cannot bet against the Golden State Warriors. I have them becoming the first three-peat champion since the Lakers did it. And they will beat my Raptors in 6 games. I think the Raptors will get 2 wins here. But I think the Warriors are just too strong of a team. You add in Boogie Cousins. Steph Curry and Durant are healthy come the playoffs. Klay Thompson's going to be clicking. It doesn't matter if they have so many rumors to deal with. This Warriors team is one of the greatest teams ever assembled, and they will, in fact, three-peat. And then my big prediction is they will three-peat, and then this team will disassemble on top. And then I still believe Kevin Durant will leave. I don't know where he's going to go. I'll leave that for another video. But I think the Warriors are going to win a championship, and then this team is going to disassemble while being on top. And they're going to be the first three-peat champion, like I said, since the Lakers did it back at the beginning of the millennium. That is it, guys. That is my bracket challenge. Those are my NBA playoff picks. Let me know what you think. Again, tell me how right I'm going to be in the comments section below, or how wrong I'm going to be. Make sure you drop a like on this video and hit that subscribe button like a 3 and turn on post notifications. I promise you this is going to be a fun NBA postseason on this channel. I'm going to be doing a lot of live streams, a lot of post-game reactions. I'll be covering the Raptors very, very in depth because, again, I am a Raptors fan. So please, guys, you don't want to miss the great content to come on this channel. Those are my picks, and now it's time for you to tell me your picks. Again, hit me up in the comment section below and give me your winners, your NBA champion, and we will see who is right when it's all said and done. The NBA playoffs are my favorite time of year. I cannot wait to get these games started. And that is it, guys. Until next time, this is Luca Rosano of the Waterboard Report. If you can't play the game, talk the game. Stay cool. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to share this video, and I'll catch you all again in my next video. Peace out.